What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are having maintenance day, I suppose, fix everything day or something. I'm putting brakes on the flatbed trailer here, and that's not what this video is about, but I got some brand new brakes and some brand new brake drums here. I've got the other side done. Just got to do this side here. I found a couple airlines up under there. Had some chafing going on, going to the brake chambers. Went ahead and replaced those. But getting this all done, so that'll be ready. Checking the air on all the tires, greasing and all that good stuff. But as I say, that's not what this video is about. My friend Jake has destroyed the loader bracket on his New Holland tractor, and he came by a minute ago and dropped it off, and he had to go get some metal to fix it with. I told him what we needed there and everything. And so I'm going to show you what this is looking like here. And I've worked on this before. It cracked. This is kind of a poor design. It's not strong enough. But last time it cracked right down here, straight down. And I just had this plate laying around, and that's the reason it's square cut like it is and everything. And as you see, this is in a bend. This plate is not bent, and just kind of welded on there. And I figured that would be good. But it is breaking out around this piece right here, and it's broke all the way completely in two across here. And it's kind of a poor design because all of the torsional stress off of this loader bracket right here is coming straight down right here at kind of a pivot point when you're lifting and pushing and whatnot, and it's just not strong enough. This is 3/4 plate right here. That's 3/4 plate that's broke all the way across, and it's actually breaking the weld out around here. So we're gonna have to pull the fuel tank off, and as I say, he's going to get some 3/8 plate. Probably going to just cut this piece right here, this piece of half that I put on there, cut all this off and overlay this complete thing is what I got in mind here. And hopefully we can bend that 3/8 plate some kind of way, heating it and bend it and get it to fit and be able to fix this. He priced a new bracket. They want over $1,800 plus tax for a new bracket. And the other side, we've worked on it too. It's not near as bad. On the other side, it seems to be holding up pretty decent, other than we're going to put a little bit more weld right here. See, it cracked last time right here too, but it wasn't as bad. So that seems to fix it. But if you look a little closer, it's starting to break out around right here. You see the rust mark? So we're going to lay some more weld here, grind this off and lay some more weld on that, and I think we'll be good. But it's just not that great of a design. If you see how that comes in there, you would think that would be somewhat strong, but it's evidently not, the way it's bent. And you can't really get, you got more room on this side. You could get on the inside and do something, but the other side you really don't. But anyway, so that's what we're working on. And I was looking at my Mahindra, and I'll show you it. The way it's designed, it looks like it's built a whole lot better than the way this is, because as I say, this is kind of coming all down to a pivot point here, and the twisting force from this up here is kind of, you know, twisting like this down to a point. My Mahindra has got a piece of pipe about midway up that kind of braces it, so it seems to be a little bit better, or at least it looks like a little better design. It hasn't broke yet, I'll put it that way. All right, guys, this is my Mahindra 8560, which is the same thing as the Empower 85. And if you look at how this loader bracket is designed, you can see that first of all, it's a whole lot taller up and down, and secondly, you have a piece of, I don't know if this is 4 or 5 inch square tubing right here down here that this is all tied into here, and then you have a piece of 4-inch pipe, looks like, that's up here. So it's not all the twisting force going on one point like the New Holland is. It's spread out between two big pieces of material here, that so your force is not near as much force in one spot on it. And so that looks like a stronger design. As I say, it hasn't broke yet, and you can see how much wider that this frame here is than what's on that New Holland. I'm not saying it's a better tractor, but that part right there looks like it's designed a little better to me. As I say, it's not broke yet, and the New Holland there has broke, been fixed, which it wasn't fixed the best in the world it could have been. We did it with what we had on hand and quick, fast, and in a hurry kind of deal. Didn't have a whole lot of time to mess with it. But so now I guess we're going to take the fuel tank off and see what we can do with it to make it better and hopefully last longer. So that's our next step as soon as he gets back. In the meantime, I'm gonna finish putting these brakes on. I'm not doing a video on these brakes. I have one somewhere on my channel from a year and a half ago, whenever I did it. But anyway, so I'm gonna finish putting these on. He'll be back and then we'll try to get some more filming on that project when we get started. All right, so I put a bottle jack up under right here where it's cracked on the bottom, pushed it up so that it's not split apart right there. Got it back together. Fixing to cut this brace out or plate that I put on there one time before off. Start welding it up so the bracket's not in two pieces. That way if we have to take it off to weld the backside, it's in one piece. So I'm gonna start welding on it, and we're probably gonna have to pull the bracket off to finish welding on the backside after I get it plated and everything, but we'll see how it goes. I got the crack, cut it out with a torch, ground it out. I got this on here because this bracket's tweaked, and trying to get it back flush, and we'll start trying to weld, and then we'll pull this off of weld the crack on down, and then we're going to pull it off, weld it from the back side, and then plate over on this. Alright, we got some beads laid around that. Got it filled back in there, as you can see. Now I'm going to grind it down. I'm going to leave this built up around to here and grind this down flat best I can, and we're going to cut a plate, make a template out of cardboard, I suppose, and make a template and cut a plate with a notch in it, kind of lay out around here and lay over this whole thing and weld it to it. Then we're going to pull this bracket off so that we can weld the back side of this. All right, guys, I've got just one bead down around here and right across right here, and I'm gonna let it cool off, and then we're gonna pull this bracket off so it can weld down the back side of here. And across the bottom, I made this plate taller than the other, hoping it'll be stronger and spread this out. I'm gonna have to look when we turn the tire, make sure the tire don't get into it. If it does, I might shorten it up a little bit, but I think that's what we're going for. I'm gonna weld on the back side of here, and I don't know, I'm gonna look at I may have to trim this some because the fuel tank goes in here. I don't know exactly, but I'm just trying to make the bracket as big as possible to get some more strength out of it. And so anyway, that's what we got going on. Got to pull this cab bolt out. Got 4 bolts here, 3 there, and then this bracket will come off and we can do something with the back side of it here, I believe. Gonna have to cut that, grind the crack out on the back side and do the same thing we did the front, but I got most of it from the front side, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right, guys, we just about got this thing finished here. See how this is the plate that I added on here, how we bent it down, and I don't know how many passes that is around there, but it's a bunch of them. Got that all tied in good. See if I can flip this heavy sucker over. I'm not sure how we're gonna get this picked back up yet, but it's gonna be fun. Sucker's pretty heavy. I'll lay it over so you can see how we did it. Got a bead down through there, and then right here is where we ground the crack out on the back side right here, and laid beads across there. Got that all tied back together, and then welded along the bottom of the plate right here, and you can see how much taller this plate is than the other one. So hopefully this will hold. Okay. Alright guys, so we're trying to devise a plan here to get this bracket back up on here. This bracket weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 to 200 pounds. And we did not think about it whenever we backed the tractor in the shop here. We took the loader off in front of the shop door, so I can't get my tractor in the shop door in front of it in order to pick this bracket up. Would have been the best thing to do, but we really didn't think this bracket weighed as much as it does. Figured it was less than 100 pounds, but turns out it's about double what we thought. So we came up with the idea that I'm gonna try to sit here and hold this on my lap with these jackets and get him to help me get it set up here, and then roll forward. And I've got some lineup bars that I'm gonna stick in the bolt holes and kind of hold it, and then all I have to do is balance it and let him get a couple bolts stuck in it. This was a pretty long fabrication project here. This took about 10 hours start to finish, and I was super tired anyway because I got up about 6 a.m. this morning and got ready and everything, went uptown and got brakes and parts for the flatbed, came back, realized I needed those air hoses for the brake chamber, and had to go back to town, come back, get that done. By the time I got all that done, it was about 5 p.m. After I took a little break and he got back with the metal, we started on this project here. And at this point here, this is probably around 12 a.m., 1 a.m., somewhere in that range that we're doing this. And so it probably would not have been good trying to move that loader out there with the tractor. So I just came up with this right here, and so we'll go with this and hopefully get it done. As I say, it was about 3 a.m. when we got done here, and it was a long day. I would have been up about 21 hours. So I'm glad we got it done and everything, and didn't get hurt in the process. It all turned out pretty good. But so that's what you're watching here.
Alright guys, this is the finished product here. Had to take a die grinder and with a carbide burr and slot the holes in behind the fuel tank and the bracket to get those in there, as the heat had pulled the frame just a little bit there from the welding. And so it didn't have to take much, maybe a 16th or 8, just slot the holes a little bit to give a little bit of wiggle room to get the bolts to line up and get started. You see the piece of rubber hose there that I put up against the fuel tank. I had to cut that, trim that off the backside there and everything. It didn't rub after I got it done, but it was not very much gap there, maybe a 1/16 of an inch and or a little more, and decided to put that rubber there because I don't know how much that fuel tank moves around going across the field and whatnot, so I figured, you know, it wouldn't hurt anything. Yeah, I was super tired at this point and just kind of ended the video here, but as you see, it's all done, and we haven't got the paint matched with the dirt in the paint because we painted it, and then we put the fuel tank on, and then the dirt off the fuel tank, sprayed some brake cleaner to clean up where the fuel lines went, and it sprayed the dirt across the paint. And so we were like, well, we're going to clean it up and fix it. But then I was like, well, it looks just like it's going to look when it goes in the field anyway. It looks like it's already been used. So it just kind of said the heck with it. It was 3 a.m. at this point. It's going to get dirty first time he goes in the field with it anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video.